soalan 16, dia suruh kita cari domain dengan range. A, dia bagi fx sama dengan 2e kuasa 2x. First kali kita gantikan x tu dengan kosong, kita akan dapat 2 sebab e kuasa
01.
dia akan jadi kosong. Okay, so dapat 2. Lepas tu yang kedua kita buat x bila menghampiri positif infinity, kita gantikan nilai x tu dengan positif infinity, kita akan dapat y tu positif infinity. X bila ganti dengan bila menghampiri negatif infinity, kita ganti nilai x dengan negatif infinity. Bila negatif infinity kita akan dapat kosong. Y tu kosong. Lepas tu kita lukis graf, kita akan dapat macam ni. Lepas tu bila dekat graf ni kita boleh tengok dia punya domain dengan range. Domain dia daripada negatif infinity ke positif infinity. Range dia daripada kosong ke positif infinity. Soalan B, dia bagi fx sama dengan 3 tambah e kuasa negatif x. First kali kita gantikan x dengan kosong, y kita akan dapat 4. Lepas tu kita buatkan x menghampiri positif infinity, y kita akan dapat 3. X menghampiri negatif infinity, y kita akan dapat positif infinity. Bila lukis graf kita akan dapat macam ni. Daripada graf kita boleh dapat domain dengan range. Daripada domain dia kita dapat negatif infinity ke positif infinity, range dia kita dapat 3 ke positif infinity.
Okay. Okay.
So I will explain C and D. So for C graph is a log graph. So we all know the log graph is positive one, it will just look like this one. And log also, the inside cannot be 0, so it must larger than 0, and you will get negative half. This negative half is the asymptote, so we cannot touch the asymptote line. And besides that, we also want to find for the y-intercept and x-intercept. So when fx equal to 0, you will get x equal to 0 also. So here is a cross. Then it must be this side, so the graph just look like this. And for the range also, the range is from negative infinity until infinity here. And this one in domain, cause this is the asymptote, so we must bigger than the asymptote, so it's not include. So negative half until positive half. So this one is a D graph, and here is the negative sign, so the graph cannot be like this one. So as normal, this one cannot be 0, so it's much bigger than 0, and you will find x smaller than 3. So it's also the asymptote, we cannot touch this line. And fx is equal to 0, you will find x equal to 2. So you must pass through this line, and you just connect it like this one, because it is a negative sign here. So you will find the range is a real number also equal to negative infinity until infinity. And domain is from negative infinity until 3. Because 3 is not included, so the bracket cannot be square bracket.
Okay.
Okay, question 17. Given fx equal to ln 2x minus 1. So the question A asks for if it's 1-to-1 function. So we let x1, x2 equal to domain f. So fx1 equal to fx2. So then we compare and we will get x1 equal to x2. So it's the same. So f is 1-to-1 function. For question B, it asks for inverse f. So as we know, inverse we will get x. So we substitute f inverse in f. So ln 2, and we change x into f inverse minus 1 equal to x. And then we move ln to the right, it becomes e power of x. And then we move negative 1, it becomes plus 1. And then divided by 2. So this is the inverse of f.
For soalan C, find the domain and range of f and inverse function. So df, kita buat macam ni untuk domain f, 2x minus 1 greater than 0. So 2x sama dengan greater than 1, so x greater than 1 over 2. So kita dapat dia punya range 1/2 kurungan infinity. Lepas tu untuk range kita dapat negative infinity to infinity. So D, disuruh sketch graph of f and inverse f. So kita plot x equals to 1/2, y equals to 1/2. Lepas tu kita plot dia punya y equals to x punya line. Then kita plot graph untuk f macam ni. Untuk inverse f just macam reflection. So kita start sini sampai sini. So kan dekat domain dia dah bagi tahu 1/2 to infinity. Lepas tu dia bukan close bracket. So kita tak boleh lukis dekat atas dotted line untuk x equals to 1/2. Kita rapat dengan dia tapi tak sampai kena graph.
Okay, faham eh? Okay.
Okay, the function for fx given by the question is this. So the question asks us to find f inverse. So we need to let this one as a y, and we can we can do by the gantikan dengan ini, and then we calculate all this one, and then we get the answer.
So the function tu. Okay.
So this is the graph graph dia dengan inverse function dia. So ini untuk graph function dia, ini untuk inverse function dia. So kita tengok dia punya kat sini dapat 1 kan. So dia takkan menghampiri 1. So sebab tu graph dia macam ni untuk f. Ini untuk f inverse pula. So dia punya kat sini equal to 1. So kat sini pun sama juga sebab ini inverse dia. So y equal to 1. So kita pun sama, dia tak akan kena kat 1. Dia almost je. So dia kena. So kita dapat domain f dia ataupun range untuk f inverse sama dengan 1 infinity dengan dia punya range untuk f, ataupun domain untuk f inverse dapat negative infinity dengan infinity ataupun real number.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hari ni question 19 soalan tutur. Okay, ni dia punya equation yang dia given fx equal to 3 plus 2 power of x. So question A dia minta evaluate soalan tu. So kita masukkan je nilai. So F3 kita buat 3 tambah 2 kongsi 3 dapat 11. So ni tak tahu kenapa dia dapat 4. Sebab 2 kosong sama dengan 1. Sebab tu dia dapat 4. Okay, lepas tu dia minta soalan B dia kata gx sama dengan inverse of x. So kita masukkan kita buat equation dia ni dulu. Si F masukkan dalam nilai gx masukkan dalam nilai f. Lepas tu ni adalah jalan untuk inverse. So untuk inverse f, so dapat ln x tolak 3 per ln 2.
Okay, faham kan? Okay.
Okay, untuk yang graf ni dia based on atas ni. So dia bentuk macam ni sebabkan dia 2x, dia adalah cubic. Lepas tu ni asymptot x, ni asymptot
Inverse.
ya inverse, dan ni asymptot y. Okay, dia dapat sini daripada nilai ni. Okay, untuk yang D domain, kenapa domain of G dia 38? Sebab dia daripada 3 to infinity. Kenapa dia open bracket? Sebab dia punya ni tak dekat dengan 3 pun. Sebab tu dia jadi open bracket bukan close bracket. Okay, untuk range G dia negative infinity to infinity. Apa ni? Dia dari negative infinity to infinity. So ni dia punya reflection. Sekian, terima kasih.
Okay, faham eh? Okay.
Okay, so the question wants us to find the inverse of this graph. So just let y equals to e power to negative x, and we'll sub ln into both sides, and ln e equals to 1. So this one will disappear and it becomes to ln y equals to negative x. So we need to express x in terms of y. So x throw to the left and the negative throw to for the y side, and it will become the f inverse function. And
Yang inverse kat situ negatif eh? Betul kan?
oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay, so kita dah tahu. So kalau dah kira-kira ni, kita boleh buat graf dia. So kita tahu ni inverse dia, kita dapat tahu dia punya fx. So kalau kita tahu fx, kita masukkan ni nilai dia. When x is 0, then kita dapat y equals to 1. So dalam graf kita dah tahu x 0, y 1 kan. So kita buat graf begini. Lepas tu dia nak cari f inverse kan. So kita jadikan y equals to x sebagai dia punya cermin kan. So kita lipat dia. Bila kita lipat dia jadi sini. Okay. So kita nak cari domain untuk f je. Kita dapat negative infinity to infinity. So kalau domain untuk f inverse sama je dengan r punya r of f kan.
Range.
Range kan. So 0 infinity. So kalau rf range f inverse, so kita akan dapat negative
Sama dengan
infinity
domain F kan.
dengan infinity. So sama dengan dia terbalik. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the question number 21, given that fx equals to ln in circle bracket 3x plus 4 and dx equals to exponent to the power of x minus 4 over 3. So for the A1, they also show using algebraic method that f is a one-to-one function. So first of all kita kena buat let x1, x2 to the domain of f. So f in bracket x1 kita comparekan dengan f in bracket x2. So kita just substitutekan balik. Ln in circle bracket 3x1 plus 4 equals to ln 3x2 plus 4. So disebabkan ln dengan ln ni sama, kita boleh cancel out. Tapi jangan potong. Nanti salah orang panggil apa salah
Konsep.
salah konsep. So 3x plus 4 minus 4 equals to 3x2 plus 4 minus 4. So kita akan dapat 3x1 equals to 3x2. End of the answer kita akan dapat x1 equals to x2. So dah terbukti lah fx ni is a one-to-one function sebab end of the answer kita akan dapat x dia sama. So for the B question dia kata fgx equals to the so find fgx and gfx. Lepas tu dia so state the relationship between the functions. So first of all fgx kita masukkan gx ni ke dalam f. So kita akan dapat ln in square bracket 3 circle bracket exponent to power of x minus 4 over 3 plus 4. So 3 dengan 3 ni kita boleh potong. Kita akan dapat ln in circle bracket exponent to the power of x minus 4 plus 4. Lepas tu minus 4 plus 4 ni kita boleh cancel out. Kita akan dapat ln exponent to the power of x. Ln e ni kita akan dapat 1 sebab ln e sama dengan 1. So fgx equals to x. Untuk gfx pula kita masukkan fx ni ke dalam g. So e ni to the power of x. X tu kita gantikan dengan fx punya function. So kita akan dapat x tu sama dengan ln in circle bracket 3x plus 4 minus 4 over 3. So 3x plus 4 minus 4 over 3 plus 4 plus 4 minus 4 kita boleh cancel out dia. Kita akan dapat 3x over 3. 3 dengan 3 kita boleh potong. So gfx equals to x. Walaupun kita prefer kita buat fgx equals to x, itu kita terbalikkan gfx equals to x. Maksudnya dia punya final answer dia akan dapat x. So disebabkan final answer dia sama, f dengan g ni inverse to each other. Okay.
For question C, sketch the graph of f and g on the same axis, hence state the domain and range of f. So first kita cari dulu dia punya asymptote. Kita kena ambil equation ni more than 0. So make x as the subject and you get negative 4 over 3. So domain untuk graph fx ialah negative 4 over 3 infinity. For y-intercept equals fx to 0. So ln we change it to e, and e power of 0 equals to 1. So x equals to negative 1.
Index. Index.
So move to the graph. Fx, we get the x-intercept is negative 1. So this is the x-intercept here, and the asymptote is negative 4/3. So do the line and do the y equals to x dotted line. This is the axis of reflection, and for the f inverse,
Tak label F inverse. Which one F inverse? Okay, good.
for the f inverse, the x-intercept is negative 1. So for inverse, the negative 1 become the y-intercept. So the asymptote become y equals to negative 4/3, and
Okay, so domain, please.
domain is look at the x-axis, negative 4, because the graph start at negative 4. Dia kena bukan square bracket, sebab dia takkan sentuh asymptote. And to infinity, and range is negative infinity sebab graph ni sampai bawah lagi, and infinity sampai di atas. So negative infinity, infinity. Given the question is
Number?
tutorial chapter 5 number 22. Given that fx equal to x cube x square minus 1, and x is a real number, and gx equal to e to the power of negative x, where x is a positive real number, and then the question asks if the function fx is one-to-one function. So we are going to use the graph method. So we sketch the graph of x cube x square minus 1, and since dia punya y-intercept dia minus 1, so kita shift ke bawah, jadi y-intercept dia minus negative 1. So kita buat graph senyum sebab dia positif. Okay, kita letak satu garis, kat mana-mana pun tak apa, satu garis horizontal. Lepas tu kita tengok either dia kat dekat 2 point ataupun 1 point. Kat sini kita nampak dekat at 2 point, kat sini, kat sini. So it shows that the function fx equal to x square minus 1 is not a one-to-one function, because by using the horizontal line method, it cut at 2 points. Hence, the function is not one-to-one function.
Okay, good.
For the part B, the question need to find the G inverse. So at first we let G inverse equal to x, and then we sub G inverse into Gx. So we get e power negative G inverse equal to x. We add ln at both sides, and then we move the negative G inverse in front, as we know that ln e is equal to 1. So negative G inverse is equal to ln x, and then we type negative 1 at both sides, we get G inverse equal to ln negative x. For part B, also need to find G inverse fx. So fx is equal to x squared minus 1. So we sub x squared minus 1, x squared minus 1 into G inverse. So we get our answer is negative ln x squared minus 1. For part C, the question need to find out the domain for G inverse. So at first, I let G inverse equal to 0, and then I find out my x is equal to 1. So our x-intercept is 1, 0. And then for Gx, there is a condition that its domain is positive integers. So our graph starts from here. So we reflect the Gx at the line y equal to x. We get our graph of G inverse like this. So we write out our domain for G inverse is equal to range for G is 0, 1.
Kita